let's talk about some soft plastics. So like most of you guys, I can't help myself but buy more soft plastics. Every time I come across a new brand or a new style of soft plastic, I'm like, I want to fish it. So I came across this brand called Biobait. A lot of you guys are probably familiar with Biobait. It's not like they're brand new or anything like that. They've been around for quite a few years now, but they're new to me. And I came across them from an Instagram post that they didn't post at all. It was actually someone from the Meat Eater crew. His name is Ryan Callahan. He and a buddy caught a walleye, and they opened it to see what it was eating, and it was filled with soft plastic lures, stick baits, things like that. And it reminded me that, hey, these things are actually made out of plastic, and they're not, they're going to be in that water forever. And in that post, he lists, if you're going to fish soft plastics, here are some brands that I recommend, and one of them was Biobait. So I looked into them, and I gotta say, I'm pretty happy with the product. Now, in terms of actual dollar, these are kind of on the high end in terms of price. If you're looking for some cheap stick baits, your Yum brand, your Zoom plastics, those are still going to be your best bet. But in terms of price, these aren't actually that bad. So what I ordered is a variety of different lures. I ordered some of their swim baits. This is their switchback. It's 5 inches. I ordered stick baits. You can't go without their stick baits. This is called their Stinko. I ordered some craws, 5-inch craws. These are the Americraw. Ordered some of their Bio Leech. These are the leeches, kind of like a panfish or a drop shot, which is pretty cool. I ordered some bio eggs. So these are like salmon eggs. And then I also ordered some of their DNA brand. Their DNA brands are pretty cool. I'll go into these more in a second. So here's the cool thing about these lures. I'm gonna open this pack right now. Is the biggest benefit to this is that they are water soluble. Now, what that means is over time they will dissolve in the water. But you're thinking, oh no, why would I want to throw something that dissolves in the water? It doesn't dissolve instantly. As long as it's in the water, it is slowly over time dissolving, but it's not dissolving like the moment it falls in there. I've seen videos online where someone has gone out and caught like tons and tons of fish. So these things do come with scent, and it's not supposed to dry out. It's made with real fish oil, and honestly, it's got a kind of like a pumpkin scent to it, whenever you're carving out a pumpkin, that's kind of the smell I'm getting. And they are super juicy. I mean, here, look at my fingers. They're just like covered in it now. And they feel real durable. Like I'm squeezing it right now. And here, let's give it a little tug. Like I'm pulling real good right there. And it's not ripping. So I think, while it may be expensive at first, like, these specifically are like $5.99, and you get, I think, about 10 or 12. They feel like they're gonna last you a long time, and you're probably gonna catch more than a few fish on these. The other cool thing is they're made in the USA. That's a big selling point for me. Not only am I, helping out with conservation by buying water-soluble lures that aren't going to be in the water for all of eternity, but I'm also supporting a company that makes their stuff in the USA. So that's pretty cool. Let's go through some of the baits I got here. So like I said, I got the stick baits here. I got them in 2 colors. They're a watermelon, which has a watermelon red flake in it, which is pretty cool. Let's pull that guy back out so you can take a look. The seal's really good on these bags. So it honestly looks more like a green pumpkin with the water, with some red flake in it, which I guess that's what watermelon red is, or watermelon is. But the red flake's really good. That natural green pumpkin's in there, and it's got black in it. I think this would look really good. It's got nice buoyancy. You can see that right there. I'm a huge fan of this color. I also got it for some dark stained water, just to throw some variation in their dark magic color, which is essentially just like a black and blue flake. They have other colors available, but these are the 2 that I went with for that. And I'm going to probably be fishing those all season. The next ones that I went ahead and got were some craws. I got their American craws in the same color. They're watermelon red or watermelon. And then I did get the craw in their Aurora blue. And these are a big honking craw. This isn't a small craw, it's a 5-inch craw. So I think I could use these honestly for like punching, bed fishing, things like that. It's got those realistic crawfish features. You can see the eyes and the nose, which is pretty cool. And if I needed to, I could pinch it off and use it as like a shorter trailer if I needed to. But this is a really good color. It's really dark. It's a dark blue with some bright blue flake in it that's gonna stand out. So I also got some fluke style baits here in 2 colors. I got it in their bass color, which is kind of like a gold bottom with a green top, gold flake bottom. And I'll just use it like your standard fluke, just either rig it weightless or with a belly hook and fish that around. And I got it in the perch gill color, which honestly is probably one of my favorite colors that they've done. It's got the green at the top here with orange on the bottom, and it's got green, gold, and blue flake all throughout. I also picked up their swim bait, their paddle tail swim bait. I'm gonna open this one up because this one has my hands. I need like cheese because my hands are all greasy. Come on, boys. There you go. Took a little bit on that one. Well, at least you know they're really well sealed. So here's that one in like a really good hard shell. And the reason why I wanted to take these out is because you can really tell the detail that's in this mold. You got the hook keeper right in here, comes up right at the top, so you can thread that through, and the paddle tail itself just like moves really nicely. So that's gonna have a ton of action in the water, not too big, allows you to downsize and target those fish. My hands are getting so greasy from handling these baits. And the last ones that I got in their traditional Biobait line, or their original Biobait line, are panfish and trout lures. So I got some of their salmon eggs right here. I got them in 2 colors, in the traditional orange salmon eggs, and then I got this, they call this a slime color, but it's more like chartreuse if you ask me. So we stock trout around here in New Jersey, and I'm sure these will do great. These have the same scent, same durability, and same formula, so that if I do break off, do lose them, they'll eventually dissolve and not be in the water forever. I also got these leeches, which I have fished already. This one's already open. Went trout fishing a few days ago, and this is about the only thing that I threw outside of a spinner that got bit that day. Did not catch, but I think this actually might be the one I was using. It is. It's got a little hole right in there. But look at that. Like, that thing has a ton of action. And I had this rigged on a trout magnet jig, and I just threaded it through, left this floating off and dangling, and I had it on a bobber. And I casted it out there, would jig it back a little bit every like 5 to 10 seconds. Jig it back, jig it back, jig it back, right? And like, I would say if right before I pulled it out of the water, something nipped at it, yanked it down, but didn't catch, or didn't commit. But that was the only thing that I got bit that day in terms of soft plastics for me. So I'm very interested to keep trying these out. Probably going to fish these. I'm huge into pan fishing and trout. So this Biobait leech is probably going to get a lot of play for me. I only ordered it in pink, but I'll probably order it in other colors now that I know that, you know, out of everything that I threw, I even threw lures that had some that I added scent to, and this is the only thing that got a bite that day. Now we're gonna get into like the really cool stuff. Biobait also has their DNA line, and these are probably the most realistic lures, soft plastic lures that I've seen. Here we go again with this super hard package. So these are the same soft plastic formula, but these are painted. Look at that. That's their rainbow trout paddle tail swim bait, And that thing, tell me that thing's not the most realistic thing you've ever seen. All it's missing is like some actual eyes, but this is painted on here. And the paint does not seem to be rubbing off. Like, here, let me try it. No, nothing. It's not smearing. It's, you know, now that I'm looking at it, no, it's not smearing or anything like that. Has the same pumpkin-y scent. I feel like when, you know, if you're looking to imitate some actual bait fish, why don't you throw something that actually looks like a fish in the water. So now these are a little bit more expensive. These are $7.99 a pop. But again, if they last as long as they're supposed to last and don't fall apart as quickly as your standard stick bait, then these should be good. I got it in a rainbow trout color, but I also went ahead and got the goldfish color. Now, I've never fished a goldfish type lure, but from my understanding, these type of lures get bit by bass constantly. And given the fact that goldfish are an invasive species, you don't actually want to be fishing with live goldfish bait. So this is probably your next best bet to fish with. Now, my favorite one, which I've been keeping a surprise for a reason. It's a different color. I honestly don't know if it's gonna get bit, but if it gets bit, I will probably have the biggest freak out. There we go, struggling to open these again. So tell me if you know what this colorway is supposed to be. Look at that thing. That is the zombie colorway. I honestly don't know if it's gonna get bit or not, but it's got the same kind of scent, the same formula, but you know, the color is, you know, a dead fish. It's painted on. It's even got a hook right in the mouth. I don't know if you can see it there, but you know, it's gonna be interesting to see if it gets bit or not. I'm gonna fish this one, and hopefully if it gets bit, it might become one of my favorite lures. It just looks cool. I'm probably gonna keep this one in my go bag year round and see if I can get it bit or not, because it just looks too awesome to not fish. And if it starts catching fish more than the other colors, that's just gonna blow my mind. It's gonna be awesome. So these lures run between $4.99 and $7.99, and they do sell them in like tackle kits or different kits that you can buy them. They're used to target saltwater fish, freshwater fish, and you can basically use them for most any kind of species. And I definitely recommend you try them out if you're interested, or if one of the things that you care about is conservation, the health of the fish. Definitely worth exploring. I'm going to be fishing these year round, and we'll probably do an update video after a few trips with this, and after I catch some fish with these, to kind of talk about the durability, see how they hold up as I fish them over time, if I feel like they're getting bit more or less than the other brands that I have, and we'll go from there. I'm definitely excited to use these baits, so I'll probably put another order or two in just to get some more different types of baits and see how they do. So let me know your thoughts. Do you like Biobait? Have you fished them before? Are you interested in fishing them? Do you like having super oily hands? Because when you grab these, you're gonna get some super oily hands like I have them right now. If you have any other questions, please hit me up on Instagram at Ramon Outdoors, or put something down in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, or a thumbs down if you didn't. Let me know your thoughts below, and I'll see you guys on the next one.